Since Election Day registration took effect in Montana in 2006, the number of people taking advantage of this opportunity has steadily increased. In 2006, 4,351 people registered to vote on General Election Day, about 1% of the overall votes cast. By the 2016 presidential election, the amount hit a high of 12,055 voters, or 2.3% of the overall votes. We don't have the numbers from the 2020 general election because Secretary of State Christy Jacobson's office has not provided them, despite several requests from MTN News. However, since 2020 was mostly an all-mail ballot, those numbers aren't that comparable to previous elections. We also looked at some individual counties to see where Election Day registration is above or below average. Counties with mostly above-average registration on Election Day have been Missoula, Silver Bow, Cascade, and some with high Native American populations like Glacier, Hill, Bighorn, Lake, and Roosevelt. Larger counties often with below-average registration on Election Day are Gallatin, Lewis and Clark, Yellowstone, Ravalli, and Flathead. Missoula County Election Administrator Bradley Seaman, who supports Election Day registration, says it's not the ideal option for voters, but it's a service Montana should provide. He also notes that sometimes as many as half the people registering on Election Day are not new voters, but just changing their address from a different county or precinct. The bill's sponsor, Republican Representative Sharon Grieve of Florence, says she doesn't see the bill as eliminating the votes of those registering Election Day. She says if people care enough to vote, they should care enough to register by the Monday before Election Day. But Representative Tyson Running Wolf of Browning says the change will harm Native American communities by changing the rules, again, on people for whom voting is often unfamiliar.
Sometimes they say, oh, it's so easy to vote. Yeah, but not where I come from. You know, it's one way, 45 miles. You're going to have to register, and then you're going to have to go run down there and vote, drop off your mail. There's all these different barriers that sit there in Indian country that are not even associated, like I'd say, on the outside world.
At this point, however, the bill looks like a done deal. And Election Day voter registration in Montana likely will be gone this year. Reporting from Helena, Mike Dennison, MTN News.